Hi, my name is Tara Percival, and I have chosen to qualitatively assess a deadlift.
Qualitative analysis is a subjective observation of the movements of a task. It is a tool regularly used by coaches to guide interventions. Qualitative analysis evaluates performance by identifying strengths and weaknesses and using them to create a diagnosis of performance. An intervention is then determined through prioritizing weaknesses and deducing the most important limitation to performance. For this particular qualitative analysis, I use video footage. The advantages of doing so include the ability to see what we physically cannot through tools such as slowing footage down. It is also a useful tool for athletes as they are able to view themselves. The reason I have chosen a deadlift to qualitatively assess is due to the nature of the exercise, in that it is very easy to cause injury from incorrect form, and subtle interventions can create a massive difference to executing a much safer lift. Being that the deadlift is a compound full-body exercise, there are many elements which determine its success. I will describe the basic performance criterion. Proper deadlift form starts with the weight on the floor, with the bar over the mid-foot, shoulder blades over the bar, in a straight line from head to lower back. The bar is then pulled until the knees and hips are locked. At lockout, it is important not to lean back and cause hyperextension of the lumbar vertebrae, as hyperextension can cause excessive compression on the spinal discs and may even cause disc herniation. The bar should move in a vertical line, as this shortens the distance the weight travels from floor to the hip. The bar is then returned to the floor by moving the hips back first, then followed by bending the knees. There should be a rest between reps so that the bar is not bounced or tugged. The whole foot should be flat on the floor with the toes turned out approximately 15 degrees. The stance should be the heels hip width apart. The shoulders should be in front of the bar from the side view with the shoulders and the traps in a relaxed state. The chest should be up to avoid back grounding. The arms should be vertical from a front view and slightly inclined from a side view. The elbows should be locked before and during the pull until lockout. At no point during the lift should they be bent. The grip should be narrow, about shoulder width apart, with the bar close to the fingers in a normal grip formation. The head should be in line with the rest of the spine. The first video I am showing is of correct form to provide a comparison to the subject I qualitatively assessed. In pink, a marker has been placed on the temporal bone and the cervical vertebrae to show neck extension. In blue, a marker has been placed on the lumbar vertebrae and the thoracic vertebrae to show the arching of the back. In green, a marker has been placed approximately on the head of the humerus and the styloid process to show flexion at the elbow. In teal, a straight line has been shown to compare the bar path. The bar path has been tracked, yellow for the pull and blue for the return. At lockout, a marker has been placed on the sacral vertebrae and the thoracic vertebrae to highlight lumbar extension. Using the front view of the subject, a green marker has been placed on the tibia and the corresponding marker has been placed on the hallux to show the toe turnout. Potential injury-causing errors include the hyperextension of the lower back at lockout, as this puts excessive compression on the spinal disc and may even cause disc herniation. Hyperextension of the neck at the beginning and end of the lift puts the neck in an excessive spinal disc compression. The rounded back at the beginning of the lift compresses the frontal portion of the spinal discs. The arms not being straight means that when the bar is lifted, the arms are forced straight, which can cause elbow injury. The feet weren't turned out 15 degrees. An incorrect grip was used, which resulted in the bar being lifted slightly lower on one side. The observable strengths include the bar traveling in a straight path, which reduces the distance from the floor to the hip. The shoulders were over the bar. The knees stayed bent until the bar reached them. The bar was over the midfoot, which avoided the shins being scraped. The whole foot was flat, which increases balance. The biomechanical movement principles applicable to the deadlift include balance, which refers to the ability to maintain the line of gravity of a body within a base of support with minimal postural sway. Coordination, which refers to the sequence and timing of a body action used in a movement. Range of motion, which refers to the full body movement potential of a joint. Interventions I suggest, from most important to least important, include locking out spine at top of lift in a neutral position to reduce the range of motion from hyperextension, to keep a natural arch in the spine at the beginning of the lift, to reduce range of motion forcing compression on spinal discs, lowering the head to a neutral position in line with the spine before and after the lift to reduce excessive range of motion, allowing arms to hang like ropes before picking up the bar. This will reduce the feeling of wanting to bend arms, which will reduce the range of motion when the bar is raised. Turning out the toes to the recommended 15 degrees to increase the balance, and to use normal grip instead of mixed grip to increase coordination.